Hello, it is Saturday afternoon. I'm gonna put these earphones in so that Saturday afternoon vibes. It was sunny all day and now it looks like it might rain. I'm sitting here on a patio having some ice cream and thought I would say, hello, what's up? How you doing? Oh shoot, I just dropped my spoon. I'm sitting here having this ice cream on this patio on a Saturday afternoon. Hope y'all are doing great. I spent the day doing a lot of work today. I had actually wanted to go to the beach, but then before I knew it, I was doing so much work that I really didn't have the time to make it all the way down to the beach before the sunset because I don't live close to the beach. It's a little bit of a journey for me to get there before the sunset. So I'm here having some ice cream, tiramisu flavor. I just want to say hi, see how you're all doing, see if anybody's going to join me for this impromptu live. There's a lot going on over the last couple of weeks in Ghana, around the world. And, people sending me a lot of questions and comments. Trying to stay away from the negative vibes. So if you have some negative comments, I will probably ignore you today, because I ain't got time for that. Good afternoon, Loretta and Olasumbo. Thank you for joining. I'm here on live, having my ice cream, tiramisu flavored ice cream at this cafe. And just, I needed a break. I spent the day editing video, doing some work, my break is coming out here to have this ice cream. It's not as good as I had hoped it would be. Yes, Olusumba, nothing but positive vibes. Hello, Ray. Good afternoon. How are you? So, the sun is suddenly setting. I see a big cloud coming. I hope that doesn't mean it's going to rain. And this ice cream is melting way too fast. Way too fast. It's becoming like water, like it's a drink now. It's like a milkshake now almost. So anyway, I had started a video a few days ago doing a live where I was talking about people submitting events for Beyond the Return, and then some negative comments started coming, and I just was not in this space to be dealing with negativity when I was trying to do something positive. Kareem is asking where I can buy ice cream in Africa. Well, I can't speak for the whole continent, but I know in Ghana you can buy ice cream. A lot of stores you go to, the grocery store, there's locally made ice cream, there's imported ice creams. As far as restaurants in Ghana, there's restaurants you can go to that have ice cream. Not necessarily the brands that you may be used to. If you get like, let's say a Ben and Jerry's, which is popular in Canada and the US, it is quite a lot more expensive than it is in North America. Somebody just asked if it's plantain ice cream. No, this is not plantain ice cream. I know that there is a company out of New York making plantain ice cream. I can't remember the woman's name. I have yet to try it. They came here to do a pop-up during Afrochella last year, and unfortunately I missed them. I didn't see them, or I would have loved to try that plantain ice cream. This is tiramisu flavored. There's also a brand here called Blue Skies. Blue Skies uses fruits that are grown here in Ghana. They use farmers who they're dedicated to using their fruits for making their ice cream, making their smoothies, their drinks, fruit drinks. And I thought Blue Skies was 100% Ghanaian owned for the longest time. And I just found out last year, I believe it was, or the year before, I found out about a year and a half ago that Blue Skies is actually owned by a British man, and but almost all of their resources are drinks. Um, so Blue Skies makes a coconut ice cream that's really really good, and they make a mango one, and a chocolate one. And they recently started making a salted caramel version, and their ice cream is really really good. Um, they use nothing but fruits from farmers here in Ghana. So if you are all about supporting the farmers in Ghana, that's what they do. But if you don't like the fact that the actual owner at the top of the company is a British man, that could be a problem for you as well. Um, there's a company here in Ghana called Fan Ice. They make ice cream too. It's one of the popular brands. I personally don't like Fan Ice. So anyway, those are your ice cream questions. So I hope that helps. But you can find ice cream here. The thing is, in Ghana, Ghanaians are not really big on sweets the way that people are in, the U.S. and Canada. Um, Ghanaians are not heavy at snacking and eating a lot of, candy and sugar. I'm not saying people don't, because people do. There's just different things here. So like one of the things that I had to get used to when I first moved to Ghana was you could go somewhere and after you have dinner and then they bring out dessert, and the dessert is fruit. They'll bring out pineapples and mangoes and a tray of fruit, and that's the dessert table. So it's just over the last little while that you're seeing more cakes and stuff like that with a more of an international community moving into Ghana. There's more becoming available for people who want their sweets. And Ghanaian cakes and pies have a little bit of a different taste to it than it does the ones that are made in Europe and America. The taste is a little bit different. So yeah. Kareem said it's too it's too early for that. Excuse me. Too early for what? Please tell me. It's maybe it's early in the day for you. It's like late in the day here for me. Let me see. This is like water now. I can't. I'm done with that. I'll probably order a drink. So let me focus on all of you. I'm trying to read this without my glasses as best as I can. I'm very good. Um, Chairman Frederick said, "Hey, you also know every bar in Accra." I don't know. I'm still learning. I'm still figuring things out here. So there's always new places that are popping up all the time. So, oh, Kareem was asking if it was there yet. Okay, no, the plantain ice cream. I don't know if you can buy it somewhere, but I know they had a pop up here during Afrochella last year. It's possible they could have it somewhere, and I just don't know yet. So yeah. Olasumbo says, "I love fresh fruits." Yeah, it's great to have fresh fruits as your dessert, rather than the typical sweets that people always have. I have a sweet tooth, so I had some adjusting to do because I like cakes and baked goods. So yeah. So anyway, I wanted to go back to what I had wanted to talk about a few days ago when I had started a live about people who wanted to submit events for Beyond the Return. And then I stopped the live because there was too many negative comments coming in. So today I've decided if there's a lot of negative stuff coming in, I'm just going to ignore it rather than addressing it, because I just want to focus on positivity. So anyway, for those people who are interested, Beyond the Return is the part of the initiative, the 10-year initiative called A Decade of African Renaissance, and it's continuing to engage with the diaspora community. And there are going to be events for the month of November and December. It's not going to be as huge as Year of Return was last year with numbers of people coming because, of course, due to the global pandemic, not as many people are traveling, and a lot of countries have travel restrictions within them. So a lot of people are deciding to stay put. But for those who are coming and those who are interested, there are events that are going to be happening in November and December for Beyond the Return. We will be releasing the official schedule, I believe next week, but there are some events that have already been announced, like Rhythms on the Runways on the 14th of November. Glitz Africa Fashion Week has been endorsed as a Beyond the Return event. That's happening November 6th, 7th, and 8th. Both events will be showcasing Ghanian fashion designers, creatives. Those are great opportunities. I know that Rhythms on the Runway plans to do some streaming of the event, so those of you who cannot be here can watch the event live streamed. So here it is. Okay, I'll repeat that because I saw that the internet said it was reconnecting. So your event doesn't have to be in person and it doesn't have to be in Ghana. So you can submit an event, that idea that you have, that falls in line with the concept of Beyond the Return. And it could be a virtual event. So there's people who have submitted their event ideas to our team, and it's a virtual event. So we had an event in September that was a year of a Beyond the Return event that featured people in the film, TV, entertainment, creative music industries who were in the US, and it was a virtual event. So people like Lamont Rucker, who's on the show, who's best known for Greenleaf, he was on the panel and they were talking about different things. So he talked about how he's finished the script and he's planning on filming a part of it in Ghana. So that was a virtual event. That was a Beyond the Return event. That wasn't part of like the November, December schedule, but it happened in September. So that's an example. You can have a virtual event and have it endorsed as a Beyond the Return event. And when it's endorsed, it means that we would support it with marketing. So we would help to promote your event, and it would be promoted on both the Beyond the Return and the Year of Return pages to capture the audience of people who would be interested. The other thing is, keep in mind that your event should have some sort of theme that falls in line with the concept. So once I finish this live, I'll put the links in the comments. I'll pin it to the top of the comments for anybody who's interested. There will be the direct link that you can click on and do your direct submission for your event to be considered for Beyond the Return, for those of you who are interested. The other thing I want to emphasize is the importance of people who are in other parts of Ghana to know that you can submit your events, because there's a challenge last year where a lot of people who are in the other regions felt left out and felt like they weren't necessarily included in some of the activities. But we have to make sure that you are aware that you are part of it, and you need to submit. If you're an event organizer in, the Savannah region, you're in the Bono region, you're in the Northern region, you're Upper East, Upper West, you're in the Volta region, the OT region, the Western region, whatever region you are in Ghana, and if you have an event, you should submit your event idea as long as it falls in line with the pillars of Beyond the Return, which include things like Experience Ghana, Celebrate Ghana, Diaspora's Pathways to Ghana, Brand Ghana, Give Back Ghana. I saw that it said reconnecting, so I thought the internet dropped. So let me repeat that. So I will put the link at the top of the comments for those of you who are interested in submitting your event. Again, you do not have to be in Ghana. You do not have to be in Accra to submit your event. You can be anywhere around the world. And as long as your event falls in line with the whole theme of a decade of African Renaissance, the whole theme of Beyond the Return, connecting the diaspora with Africa, you should submit your event if you want it to be considered. So that's for November, December 2020. If you're looking more for next year or the year after, certainly you can send an email to the office to make an inquiry about next year or the year after. And the email is support@beyondthereturngh.com. I will also pin that to the top of the comments for those of you who are interested. So I appreciate those of you who are here. And let me see if anybody has any questions. Let me put my glasses on so I can read this correctly. Let's see. Cowboy Yeye says, ignore those clowns. Abby A, love you, Ivy. Thank you so much. Great way to promote Ghana. Yes, for sure. Don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you, Ola Sumbo. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you all. Okay, I thought it was going to rain. I'm looking at the sky again, and it looks like it's just a kind of dark, heavy cloud, but it's still, I see the sun in the back there still radiating through. So I still got like an hour of sunshine before the sun is gone. So let me see, do any of you have any questions or comments? I just posted a video of my experience at a new restaurant called Essie's Eatery that opened up in East Legon, Accra. And It was a nice experience. Great talking to the owner, Naoyu Corte, about what she's done. I want to start showing some of the local Ghanaians and what they're doing, because it's not only the diaspora community who are making a difference. There's people who are, you know, Ghanaians born and raised, and they're hustling to get things done and do things here as well. You know, it's one step at a time. In order to make progress. Progress doesn't happen in one day. So it's important that we all understand that it's a collective effort and a collective movement for us to get things done. So I think it's really, really important. Let's see what other comments are coming. You're doing a great job, Ivy. Thank you. Okis Vlogs, Kofi. Wow, Vodafone has been some challenges today. I got a message from Vodafone saying that they've been having some intermittent connection issues. So I'm seeing that happen right now. It keeps saying reconnecting, then it comes back, reconnecting, then it comes back. So I think MTN gives me a better experience than Vodafone does. From the experiences I've been having through doing live videos, that's what I'm noticing more and more. So something to consider if you decide to move to Ghana, or if you just come and you're staying for an extended period of time, or if you're just coming on a trip. Is something to think about as well. So I have another video I'm going to be posting in the next couple of days, which is a year of return video. So there's a lot of content that was filmed during year of return that never got posted, or just I didn't have access to the content until now. So I'm going to start sharing more and more. So there's a video I shared recently of the experience going to the island in the Volta region, and that was with the contestants of the Miss Heritage Global pageant that featured, I believe it was over 50 contestants from different countries around the world. Now, the video I'm going to post features the actual competition, clips from the actual competition, and who the winner was. And I was actually surprised at who the winner was, which was Miss Latvia. And Miss Ghana came in first runner-up, and Miss Uganda was second runner-up. So I was quite surprised that the judges chose Miss Latvia as the winner in Ghana. But I'll post that video, and you can see for yourself, and then we can have some conversation about that video once I post it. I started it this afternoon, so hopefully I'll have it done, and the internet will be agreeable with me to be able to post it before Monday, and then we can talk about that. Okay, so greetings from New York. Ivy, love your live shows. Thank you so much. That was a cool video. The food, yes, the food of that island, it was so good. The guy whose family is independent, that land was in their family. So there's a lot of people who hand down land in their family. Cowboy Yeye said the winner wasn't a white girl, was it? Cowboy Yeye, yes, it was Miss Latvia. So I'll be posting that video, and then we'll chat about that video when I post it. Okay, so Fred said, afternoon Ivy, I want to know why there are no strawberries in Ghanian shops. I tried the malls in Accra upon my visit last year and nothing. Well, you can find strawberries at the farmers market in Ghana, and you can find strawberries at Palace Supermarket, which is on Spintex Road. You can find strawberries at Koala, which is located in the airport area. So strawberries and blueberries and blackberries and raspberries are not common in Ghana. I don't know specifically for I'm going to assume it's similarities with all of those, but I'll speak specifically about strawberries that I know. I grew up in the Niagara region in Canada, and that area was known as a fruit belt. So we actually used to have strawberries and raspberries and all that in our backyard. So the thing is, in Ghana, in Africa in general, well, just generally speaking about strawberries, they need a lot of water. They need a lot of water to grow. And you have areas where water may not be as abundant, even though there's a lot of water in the ground, there's a lot of groundwater in Ghana. But anyway, in the farming process, I've been told that strawberries need a lot of water, and that's why a lot of people who do farming here don't grow it, because using so much water costs you so much money. And when it costs you so much money, that money goes into the cost. And when you go into a store or you go to the market, and if you've got fruits that are selling for, let's say, 5 Ghana cities, and then you got strawberries that will be selling for 30 or 40 Ghana cities, those ones are not going to sell as well. It's going to be the cheaper ones that people are going to buy. So people are not going to spend as much on the more expensive fruit. So that gets factored into the price because they use so much water to grow it. It ends up costing more money. So a lot of the fruits, a lot of the strawberries and raspberries and blueberries that you see in Ghana have actually been imported. They're imported from other parts of the world, or Burkina Faso. I just took a quick pause because I saw it said reconnecting again. So I hope that answers your question about the strawberries. But there's specific places that you can go, and it tends to be the places that a lot of the diaspora and expat community, foreign nationals, shop at, are the places that tend to stock strawberries and raspberries and blueberries and blackberries. So I hope that answers your question. Let me see if there's any other questions. Taste of Jamaica says, is raw shea butter readily available in the local markets, or do we have to travel to the villages? Taste of Jamaica, great question. No, you do not have to go to the village to get raw shea butter. It's just going to cost you more in Accra than it would in the village. So in the village, you can go and get it in bulk at a really, really low cost. But in the city of Accra and other cities, you can buy shea butter at any market. So for instance, in Accra, when I've bought shea butter, raw shea butter, it's usually been in Medina Market, Madina, if anybody wants to Google that. So Medina Market, I've bought it there, and it's like a chunk would be like maybe like 2 or 3 Ghana cities. So it's not expensive to buy raw shea butter at the market. Okay, so let me go back and see if I missed any questions. Sheila Erkin says, hello family. Hello Stella. Ivy, hello Stella. Kareem says, Ivy, I love Ivy's content and she's a lovely young woman. Thank you. Hey, read the message and what you're doing. Okay. Thank you, Miss Ivy from Fred. I would like to be your MOD. Wait, what's an MOD? Please tell me what's an MOD. I'm so bad with acronyms sometimes, so please tell me. Jonathan says, is there cocoa butter also? Yes, Jonathan, there is also cocoa butter. You can get fresh cocoa butter. I actually even just saw a bag of it yesterday when I was in the airport area in a boutique shop. But you can go to the market and get it from the market women a lot cheaper than, MOD, moderator. Okay, thank you. Somebody was actually telling me MOD, I think it's moderator, and can also be a moderator too, Abby. Oh wow, everybody's asking to be my moderator. Someone actually suggested that to me recently when I was talking about the negative comments, to have someone be a moderator. Thank you for asking. I will keep that in consideration. Thank you so much for both of you asking. Let me see if there's any other questions that I may have missed. So it's a lovely afternoon. I hope that all of you are doing great today. It's hard to believe that October is over. Like 2020 has really just whizzed right by. Came in with lots of 2020 vision and hope, and then got like slammed with the pandemic. Uprising of so many things around the world, the realities of racism and tension peaked this year, and I just can't believe that it's already almost over. Like, we're heading into November, December. The year is almost over. I don't know about you, but I'm ready for 2021, and I hope that this is going to bring some change, some more positive vibes. It's just like, okay, Ivy, you're so lucky you're not in the West right now, because it's about to be winter, and I hate that cold. Oh yeah, and I heard that there's a lot of chaos, particularly if you're in the US, with the election coming in a few days, and then with the pandemic and all that stuff. So yeah, it is nice to be on the continent. Marky Adamson says, greetings, what are the top cell phones and service providers in Ghana? MTN and Vodafone are the two top. And then there's Airtel Tigo. It used to be two different companies, but they've merged, and now it's called Airtel Tigo. So for cell phones, MTN, Vodafone are the two top, and then Airtel Tigo is one company, and then Glow is another. Glow is a Nigerian company that opened up in Ghana a few years ago. They don't have as much coverage, so their network tends to drop a lot, worse than the others. So if you're trying to decide, I would choose between MTN and Vodafone for cell phone services. I arrived Monday finally. YCF. Oh, welcome when you arrive. Olasumba says, oh yeah, so over 2020. Yes, we're all, I think a lot of us are over 2020. It's just, we're over it. We're ready for some change, something new. So yeah, it's been an interesting ride. And what I love about being here during these times is being able to see the perspective from, it's like I'm seeing like a global perspective, because I know I have friends in the US and in Canada who tell me, some of the news they see, and they're like, what's going on in Africa? Because they're not getting a full perspective of what's happening on the continent, because the news over there doesn't really show all perspectives. Whereas here, I actually get to see stuff from the US, I see stuff from the UK, I see stuff from Europe, I see stuff from other African countries, I see stuff from here in Ghana. So I see this well-rounded perspective of stuff. So sometimes when people are having debates with me about different things, I'm just like, well, my perspective is based on being here and seeing the global perspective and not just one filtered, because another friend of mine, he's in Canada, and he had sent me a WhatsApp message about something, and he when he sent it to me, I responded with an article link, and he was like, how come I've never seen this before? And I was like, probably because when you're doing your Google search over there, it's filtered and you're not seeing what's here, because when I Google stuff here, what pops up is often a little different than what pops up on that end. I've tested it out with siblings, like my sister. I'll check something on Google and she'll check something, and what comes up for me will be a little different than what comes up for her, being in North America. So yeah, that's one of the things I like, is being here and seeing more of a global perspective, of seeing different news outlets, not just one or two main ones that are dominating the market. So that's the cool thing that I like about being here. So Evangelist Bright says, there was snow in the US yesterday. COVID-19 is on the rise and no signs of it ending. Oh, snow? You guys had snow over there? Whew. Man, I'm so sorry. Not only the snow, but the fact that COVID is on the rise, because I've been hearing that from people. Like, a few people I know who've come to Ghana have said that they were trying to escape the winter because they knew it was getting worse. Let's see, who else is here? Black Cricket 100, afternoon Ivy, afternoon to you too. This time of day, if you are a person, so it's what time is it right now? Let me check the time. It is 5:30 in Ghana, 5:30 p.m. So between so the sun, the network cut for a second. So between like 5:30ish to 6:30 in Ghana, when the sun is setting, that's when it's like mosquitoes are like waking up. It's like they're coming out to play. So if you are a person prone to get mosquito bites as the sun is setting, this is not the best time to be out. Or you should make sure that you spray yourself with some mosquito repellent, or you can get some natural repellents, because I know people get there's people who use natural repellents. I have tried some of them before, and sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. It all depends on the individual, because it seems like some mosquitoes just like certain types of blood. And so anyway, you have to figure out what works for you, because I know a lot of people don't like to use the chemicals on their skin for repelling insects. So some of the natural insect repellents, for those who may not know, include lavender oil. They say lavender oil and cinnamon oil. And then there's an oil called citronella, which is citronella. So citronella oil is supposed to be a natural oil that helps with mosquito repellent. I know people who use that and swear by it. Tea tree oil is also supposed to help. I haven't personally tried it. I've tried the citronella oil before, and it was a little bit helpful. And then here they have this thing called mosquito coils. I never saw them before until I moved to Ghana, but there are these coils that people will put like in the room, or like if you're outside on a patio, they'll bring it and put it outside, and then they light the coil and it burns. And so something about the smoke from the coil repels mosquitoes. So you may see those around. It's not the most ideal to have in your room, because I remember when I first moved to Ghana and I was living in East Legon, I used to get a lot of mosquito bites in the area, and I would have the mosquito coil in the room with me so that I wouldn't get bitten, and it worked great. But the problem was it was such a toxic smell that it was hard to sleep because of the smell. So that's something to think about too when it comes to okay, so I'll go to the comments. And Taste of Jamaica asks, how is the COVID situation there in Ghana at the moment? Is it spreading? It is spreading in the UK, rapidly in the UK. Yes, I have friends in the UK and family who've been telling me that there's like a lockdown coming back again to the UK, and that it's on the rise. In Ghana, it is not like that. It's not spreading the way it is in other places in the world. As a matter of fact, the cases were going down so much that a lot of people have like almost forgotten that the pandemic is even around. And the last I checked, there was an increase in cases in Ghana as a result of people who are coming to Ghana because the airport opened on the 1st of September. So the airport opened on the 1st of September. Since then, there's been about 100 people who've tested positive upon arrival at the airport. So those people would be counted, but they're in treatment centers. There's also the recovery rate is quite high. It's 98%. So here they talk a lot about the recovery rate. Whereas I noticed the news from America and Europe talks more about how many people are dying, whereas here they talk about how many people are recovering. So people have this sense of like hope and positivity because it's a 98% recovery rate. The death rate in Ghana is 0.5%. So I believe there's a total number of about 300, just over 300 people have died from COVID since March when it came into the country. So, but that's the case here. It's not rampant the way it is in North America. So thanks for your question. Let me go back to the comments. Hello from Iceland. Hi, Innocentia, you're in Iceland. I've seen your name before, but I didn't know you were in Iceland. Wow, I would love to visit that place one day. Have you ever had malaria? If so, what are the effects? I personally have never had malaria. I have a lot of friends who have had malaria, and one of them almost died actually because hers was caught a little bit late. Because the thing about I hope you can hear me. I'm getting some feedback. The thing about malaria is if you don't catch it early, that's when you have a problem. So one of the practices here is a lot of people, when they feel like they're getting fever, as soon as they have symptoms, they automatically go and start taking treatment. So it's so common. Like there was a time I was having flu-like symptoms, and then my aunt was like, you have malaria, go take malaria. So a lot of Ghanaians, I don't know if other African countries do this, but in Ghana, a lot of people, as soon as they have any kind of flu-like symptom, they go to the pharmacy and they buy medication for malaria and treat it before they even test it for it. So there's a lot of people who've taken malaria medication and they've never even had it, or they don't know if they've had it because they never went and tested for it. But I'll tell you this, the pharmacies all have the ability to test you for malaria. So I've gone and gotten a malaria test at the pharmacy before and at the hospital before when I thought I had it, but I didn't. I've never had it. But I have friends, as I said, who've almost died from it, and a family member almost died from it. because it was caught a little bit late. So anytime you have any mild symptoms that seem like it, you should immediately go and get yourself tested to make sure it's not malaria. Get really feverish, things like chills. So the symptoms are very much like the flu. But it's survivable. A lot of people I know also have had it and survived just fine because they got treatment for it. But if you're only coming to Ghana for a short period of time, I know that they have medications from, the U.S. and Canada and stuff, UK, that people I know take anti-malaria tablets when they come if they're only here for a few weeks. But if you're going to live here, you can't take those tablets for the rest of your life because you live here. It's not healthy to take those for extended periods of time. They're really meant for short-term trips. Definitely know about mosquito coils. Leaves a good mess. Yes, Wesley, it does leave a mess. Ashes all over. You have to sweep up. Maxine says peppermint oil blend sprayed on the hems of your clothes is also helpful. Good tip. I'll try that one time. Loretta says you're supposed to burn the oil an hour before bed. Good idea. Thank you for that tip. They have good ones out there now, the coils. Okay, I'll have to look out for some new ones. Jose says, I've been trying to get to Ghana, hoping the country won't shut things down to Americans before my family's planned trip in December. Ghana has not shut the country down to anyone. The only stipulation is you have to be willing to take the COVID test 72 hours before you get on your flight, and you have to be willing to take a COVID test upon arrival in Ghana. Those are the only stipulations. Ghana is not cutting off any country. Just anybody who comes has to follow those two protocols. That Free Mama says, do you take malaria medications? No, I don't. Okay, I took a quick pause because it said reconnecting. So I have taken malaria treatment here when I thought I had it, but then I went to test and found that I didn't have it, so then I stopped. Cowboy Yeye says, Iceland, I heard that was the most dangerous place on the planet besides the USA. Really? Dangerous as in how, Cowboy Yeye? How? Like in crime, in health? Or are you talking about a pandemic? Please let me know. I would love to know. 52 Miss Diva says, Ivy, I would love to take a vacation to Ghana next year and hopefully move to Ghana eventually. That's wonderful. Always good to take a trip and check it out. Wesley says, taking my first trip to the continent, arriving December 1st, Allah willing. I hope that it works out for you as well. Asia Parker, I'll be there for New Year's Eve. Woohoo! Great. That's wonderful. Maxine says, I was told eating brewer's yeast is one of the ways to ward mosquitoes from biting, as is rubbing garlic on the soles of feet. Good tip. Garlic on the soles of feet. Wow. Cowboy says, crime. I didn't know that about Iceland. Wow, that's interesting to know. Jonathan Grant says, if somebody from the UK wanted to fly to Ghana and stay, what would your advice be? As in, you want advice as in what specifically? Like, as in how to be able to stay, or I wanted some clarity on your question. Because basically I advise people when they want to move to Ghana that you should have at least 6 months to a year living expenses if you want to move here, because you have to have that period of transition that you won't be making as much money as you were when you left your home country, first of all, unless you got a job offer. So the other thing I advise is, if you can get a job offer, because sometimes getting a job offer, you're getting paid higher than you would if you came here to look for a job. And I say that because a lot of companies, when they recruit you, whether you're going to another country or even when you're within your own country, when companies are recruiting you, they tend to pay because they're trying to get you to leave where you are to come. So here, with multinational companies, they may recruit. So for instance, I knew somebody some years back who was recruited by a tech company to come to Ghana, and that tech company paid for him to move. They paid for him to have a place. They paid, so those were the perks of him doing the move, because this multinational tech company wanted him so badly that that's what they did to assist and facilitate the process. Pause. I said it keeps saying reconnecting, so I paused. Okay, so also if you can get work with an embassy, so like a lot of Americans come here and they work with the U.S. embassy, or Italians who work with the Italian embassy, like people who work with embassies of their home country. A lot of times they get paid really good salaries and in the currency of their home country. So the transition of moving to Ghana is a lot easier because of that. So all those are things to consider if you're going to be moving from the UK or from any other country to Ghana, is thinking about your cost of living, thinking about how much money you have. So A lot of places here will charge 6 months to 6 months is the law, but a lot of people ask for a year up front of rent. So imagine if the rent, let's say the rent in the place is $600 a month, and they're asking you to pay 12 months in advance. You gotta have that money to pay them 12 months up front. And then you gotta have your living expenses. So those are the kind of things you have to consider when making the move. There are a few places that are following the 6 months, and I know a guy personally who's working on trying to do the month to month for people, and but keep those things in consideration. If you're coming to start a business, you also have to think about how much money you have, because any business in the world, no matter where you started, they always tell you the first 5 years are going to be rough. So in those first 5 years, you should have a backup, like of money coming in. Also, this is a place where a lot of people work towards having multiple streams of income in order to survive. Most of the time, you can't have a comfortable life on one stream of income if you're trying to live the same lifestyle that you're used to where you were living before. So those are things to think about if you are moving to Ghana. And also to keep in mind, Jonathan, I don't know what your background is, but there's people from certain countries that do not need a visa to come to Ghana. Like, let's say if somebody is a Jamaican citizen, or you're a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago, those countries do not need a visa to come to Ghana. Whereas a British citizen does need a visa to come to Ghana. So those are things to think about too. And then, yeah, that's what I can think of. Can you tell anything about churches, the Christian scene? That free mama, there's a lot of churches in Ghana, churches on every corner. There's too many churches. I paused because it said reconnecting. And that's not to offend people who are Christian. It's just to say that there's a lot of churches in Ghana. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. They're all over the place. And a lot of mosques as well. So if you're looking for a church to go, you won't have a shortage of church to go to if you're looking for a church to go to. There's a lot. Keisha says, hi, Miss Ivy, hello. Kareem, have you ever been to the Gambia? No, I have not been to the Gambia, although I would love to go. My next thing is I want to travel to other African countries. So far, I've only been in Ghana, Togo, Benin, and Kenya. I do want to travel other parts of Africa. That was actually my plan for 2020, was to visit other African countries, and then the pandemic came. I had on my list for 2020 was supposed to be Ivory Coast, Senegal, South Africa, and Ethiopia. Those are places I wanted to go this year. But with the pandemic, I was like, I'm not going anywhere. Nobody's going anywhere. I mean, half the year borders were closed. So, and now everybody's kind of trying to get back to what it was before. Wesley says, my visa should arrive today, flying from the US. Congratulations. Fred, I live in Toronto, and since you are from the Niagara area, what things do you miss from Canada? Like food, snacks, favorite stores, or things you use but can't in Ghana? I miss stable internet. That is the top thing I miss. Stable internet is the top thing that I miss. Yeah. And I miss cheap strawberries, because here they're very expensive. I miss cherries, because growing up in Niagara, and also, I mean, in Toronto too, like in the summer months, there's like cherry season, peach season, strawberry season. So it's like, I miss those things. Pomegranates, I thought pomegranates were expensive when I was living in Canada, but they're really expensive here, like crazy expensive here. Broccoli is really expensive here. You can get it, but it's super expensive. I miss that. And I miss the convenience of some things. I miss Amazon. Yes, I miss Amazon. Yes, because I miss that free ship. Yeah, I miss that, ordering stuff online, because here the online ordering is not a common thing. It's not a big thing that people do. Although it's growing, I'm not saying it doesn't exist, it's growing. And shipping is expensive. Like if you order on Amazon and try to have it shipped to Ghana, the shipping sometimes far outweighs the cost of the item itself, you know? I recently looked at a book on Amazon that I was wanting to order, and I saw that like the book was like $12, but the shipping to Ghana was like $30. Insane, insane. So this is so now I understand why a lot of people in Ghana, like when I was in Canada, and if I'm coming, people would ask me, "Can you bring this for me? Can you bring that for me?" Because it's like the shipping is crazy. You know, I just ordered something and sent it to a friend of mine who's coming to Ghana on Monday. So like it's so yeah. So some of those are some of the things that I miss about Canada. So, but in time, I'm sure these things will change. Um, Wesley's asking, what have I heard of the Gambia? Well, one of my friends is married to a Gambian woman, and I've heard positive things about the place. One thing to note is that it is a highly um, Muslim country, so there are places where you would have to abide by some of the Muslim practices. So so yeah, so those are things to think about if you're somebody who that would bother you. That could be a challenge if you decide to live in Gambia. You know, maybe you'll be okay visiting, but it may be a challenge if you decide to live there, because I've been told it is highly Muslim. What would be a good savings amount to have to live off of before moving to Ghana, generally speaking? Marky, I don't think there's really a generally speaking with respect to that, because I think it depends on a person's lifestyle. So like someone who because I know of people who are able to live off of less than $20,000 a year in Ghana, and then there's some people who they can't live off less than $50,000 a year in Ghana, because everybody has their own lifestyle and everybody has where they live, right? So somebody could be living somewhere where their rent is $1,000 a month. Someone could be living somewhere where their rent is $200 a month because of the neighborhoods they choose to live in. Also, the type of food you choose to eat and where you choose to eat. Because I know people who don't go to the market. Like I know someone who, she says she does not go to the market. She refuses to go to the market. She will only shop in the market. So I think you have to sit down and calculate how much you think you're going to spend each month. Like look at your lifestyle now. What can you scale back on if you're willing to scale back on those things? If you're not willing to scale back on those things, figure out how much you think you'll need to spend on a monthly basis, and then calculate that to figure out how much you think you need. So when you start looking at cost of rent of places, when you're looking at places, you can calculate that and figure out how much it'll cost you for a year of rent, to figure out how much you think you'll need. It's always good to have somebody who knows the lay of the land to help you with finding places to rent, because sometimes when they know that you're a foreign who understands some of the pricing, you'll get a better deal. The other thing too is right now, because of the pandemic, there's a lot of people who are actually lowering their prices because they're realizing people aren't moving, people are staying put. So that's something that could work to your advantage too if you were going to be moving now or in the near future. Wesley's asking me, what's the rent in my neighborhood? I don't even know the rent in my neighborhood, because you know what? The house I live in is a house that is a family. It's a family house. It's my family's house, so I'm not dealing with rent where I am. But where I am, I know people are paying. I hear a motorbike in the background here. Where I am, I know people are paying like between $200 to $300 a month. Yeah, about $200 to $300 a month in the area that I'm in, is what people are paying. I'm not in a gated community. I am not in a gated community. So if you want a gated community, you're going to spend a lot more money. Gated communities do spend a lot. Aisha Parker says, I see the nightlife goes on all night. Should I pack heels at all? Does my nightwear need to be conservative? Yeah, Aisha, people like to party in Ghana. People love to party, and people party hop. Like that song Parte After Parte is popular for a reason. People love to go from party to party to party. Like people could be partying all night. But like the people in their 20s and millennials love to party after party. So with respect to, you asked about blessing. Yes, Adrina, my living arrangement is a blessing. It really is a complete blessing. So with respect to clothes, I think that's what you're asking me about, with your nightlife. I mean, there's a lot of people who are scandalous in their clothes and some people who are not. There's a lot of people who are a little bit more modest than others, but I find that when I see the club scene, I see a lot of the club scene is like not much different around the world when you look at young people, um, with what they wear out to parties. I mean, stuff you see in music videos and that kind of stuff, you see people wearing them to parties. So, but yeah, there's a lot more people that tend to be a little bit more modest than what you may be used to. Now the sun is really setting; it's getting dark here. Um, let's see. I am scrolling down. Isora Berti, hola, ¿cómo estás? How are you? You're loving that top. Thank you. This is actually a dress. Thank you. Why all the bars and electric fences if safe? That's a great question, that free mama. I know the bars and electric fences is more about theft, than safety, because where you have places of poverty, you have a lot of theft. So a lot of people have those for theft, and that's it. Um, yeah, for theft. That's the main thing. That is the main thing. Theft. Petty theft is an issue. So, like cell phones, laptops, those kinds of things, tablets. You got to be careful. So, may not be gated, but generally safe. Yeah, a community may not be gated, but it's generally safe. Now, when it's a gated community, it's more expensive because they actually pay somebody whose job is to be at the gate to make sure that the right people are coming into the gate and checking to make sure that nobody who's not supposed to be there is coming in. Um, Ghana is generally a safe country. I see questions about safety. I've seen lists of safe countries in Africa, and Ghana is always in the top 5, 6 countries of being the safest on the continent. So safety is not a huge issue. Of course, you always have to be cognizant and aware of your surroundings, but safety is not a big problem in Ghana. The internet was reconnecting. Okay, so that free mama asked, so are they not looking to harm? I can't say they're not. I can't say that a criminal is not looking to harm, because everywhere you go in the world, there's a potential for a criminal to harm you. You know, I had my car broken into when I was living in Detroit. People stole stuff from my car. I was walking down the street in Miami. Somebody came and grabbed my ass. Um, so I can't say if that criminal who wants to come and steal something from you is not going to harm you. I can't promise you that they're not going to. All I can say is that Ghana is generally a safe place. So for instance, I know some people, some friends from Kenya, from Nairobi, who came to Ghana a couple years ago, and she was surprised that we were walking out of a restaurant and slash bar at 11 o'clock, just as two women with like no like guys to be around us to guard us, because she said that in Nairobi that there were issues with safety as a woman late at night by yourself. But that's not something, I'm not saying it's 100% safe, but that's not something that is a huge problem in Ghana. But I still say you have to be aware of your surroundings, and carry yourself well, so that just to protect yourself. But generally speaking, Ghanaian people are not hugely violent, but there are criminals everywhere, and so you will find that there could be some issues. Yeah. Cowboy, yeah, I live in a gated community in the U.S. and thugs still broke in 8 houses. Wow. Whew. Wesley, are there serious consequences for petty theft? Why does it continue to be a problem, you think? There's consequences if they get caught, but if they're not caught, then nothing's done. Fitowari Fitness says Jamaica and Trinidad has a murder rate 10 times that of Ghana. That is so true. That is so true. And Frank says Ghana is safer than America 10 times. That is also very true. People always worry about safety in African countries, but it is actually safer to walk down the streets here than it is to walk down the streets of some parts of the United States. Aisha Parker, I don't know why all the questions about safety, like someone in Ghana wants to body an American. Yeah, there's always questions about safety when it comes to Africa. It's such a norm. I had my downtown Atlanta apartment broke into back in my early 20s. Yeah, it's not a nice feeling. Kareem was driving like in Ghana. People drive crazy. It's on the same side of the road. People drive like there's no rules of the road. The sun is going, so I'm gonna flip the other way in this place. because I see the light is facing this way. Yeah. Okay, yes. There's a light on in this place, and it's yeah, there we go. Now, what was the question? Oh, driving in Ghana, that's right. People drive like there's no rules of the road. You know what? There's a problem with road rage. Um, and the road rage is not like road rage where someone comes and like with a gun or something. Because I know in the States, I've been when I was living there, there were times when you'd hear stories about someone with road rage coming with a gun. Um, but the road rage here is like people cursing to drive. I was driving because I don't have a car now, but I was driving a car before. Um, Now I take Uber everywhere. So I was driving, this is a couple years ago, and I get to the traffic light, and there's a lady in another vehicle beside me, and she stops. So she's angry because I wasn't doing something she wanted, and I was following the rules of the road. She wasn't, basically. And so she pulled up beside me, and she started yelling at me. So in Ghana, the word kwasia is like the ultimate swear word. Kwasia! So she like pulled up beside me, and her road rage was basically cursing me out, shouting kwasia and like shaking her hands and shaking her whole body and just in anger. Like, yeah, so road rage, which basically usually is people shouting at someone, or if you like cut them off and they might pull up beside you and they'll be looking at you and giving you the evil eye that, why did you cut me off? Why did you cut me off? That kind of thing. So you have to really be aware and alert when you're driving in Ghana, because a lot of people just weave in and out of roads and don't always pay attention to what they should be doing. It's actually usually particularly the public transit buses called the trotros, which are the vans that pack in so many people. They're the ones who usually are causing problems on the road, because they're the ones who are usually not following the rules of the road. So you have to really be careful and watch out for those vehicles when it comes to driving in Ghana. Okay. Fred, oh my God, Miss Ivy, the internet was a major thing for me when I thought about a future long-term stay, but to change the subject, what is your dating experience so far? Dating in Ghana has its challenges, that's all I'll say. That free mama, how's the plastic and trash issue? Plans for that. The plastic and trash issue is definitely a problem. I know that it is something that they are working on, but I can't speak specifically to what's happening. Trinidadians ran Uber out of the country. Now they've made TT rideshare. What? Trinidadians ran Uber out of the country? Oh my gosh. I would love to hear that story. I'm gonna have to look that up, or call one of my Trini friends and ask them. Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask one of my Trini friends. Evangelist Bright TV says, Miss Ivy, please let people know that Ghana is not Accra. Some of the places are really nice with no road rage, crime, or safety stuff. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Ghana is not Accra. But here's the thing about that. When a lot of people say Ghana is not Accra, this is something that's indicative anywhere in the world, not just Ghana. Anywhere in the world you go, there's going to be an issue of big city versus the rest of the country, right? So when people find out that I lived in Canada, they're like, oh, where did you live? Toronto? Because everybody thinks Toronto is Canada. And it's like, there's a whole country, but people know Toronto. They'll be like, oh, you know Toronto? Or Montreal or Vancouver. And those are the places they know. The big cities, the capital cities that have been marketed to the world, the places that people go to most of the time. People talk about the US. They're like, oh, New York, oh, LA, Miami, Atlanta. People know like the big cities. They're not calling out some small town in Ramapo, New Jersey. They're not calling out, Mawa, New Jersey. I said Ramapo. I'm thinking of Ramapo College. They're not calling out these, little small towns. They're calling out the big cities, and they're talking about their big city experiences. People go to Kenya and they're talking about Nairobi. They go to places and they talk about the big cities. So this is not just a Ghana thing. And a lot of times Ghanaians will say, Ghana's not Accra, Ghana's not Accra. But it's the nature of human beings to be attracted to the capital city of a country. When people think of France, they think of Paris. When they think of the UK, they think of London. So it's not something that's done on purpose. It's just the nature of, the travel industry, the nature of human beings gravitating towards big cities that have access to to a lot of stuff, a lot of metropolitan experiences, a lot of cosmopolitan experiences. So in order for people to be aware of those other places need to speak up. Don't just say Ghana's not Accra. So where do you want to talk about? Name the place. Name your town. Name the place and tell people to go there. So, you know, me personally, I've been around this country. At the time that I was doing travels around the country, I wasn't really heavy on YouTube. I have a few things posted from before, but I wasn't heavily making content. Those were the days of me having a BlackBerry phone, and you know, going around to different places, and I took some pictures and some videos. But a lot of those clips were short, not like long content. But you know, so like. I've been in, you know, the northern region, the western region, the Savannah region, when it wasn't Savannah at the time, but because they've split up the regions in Ghana. Been through the Volta region, what's now known as the OT region, which is used to be all Volta, and they've divided it. You know, Greater Accra, of course, Central region, Eastern region, Ashanti region. I've been through the Western region. So like I've been so many places, but I wasn't capturing it for content at the time that I was doing those travels. I was just, you know, I was traveling for work and also just seeing the country. So I intend to do that again, but this time actually capture it well enough to create content to share. But there's some beautiful places across this country that people don't see. But also people should know that those places also have more of a minimalist experience. So for instance, there's been parts of the Eastern region that I go, you can't be expecting that you're going to get the same internet. Like Accra is the place that's going to have the best internet, and it has its challenges. So I remember going to an area in the Eastern region and having problems. So this was in my mom's village. So I had to walk down the road and up this hill. And then that's where I got a signal on my phone, which with my Vodafone number. And so I ended up contacting Vodafone and asking them, you know, what's the issue? I'm like, I had to walk down the road to make a call. And they said, oh, because in those areas, not that many people are using internet and not that many people have smartphones. A lot of people have the basic phone just to make calls. So they haven't installed cell towers that connect with the 3G, 4G. So they have old cell towers there that are good for making phone calls, but don't necessarily connect well. So that's also something to think about, that there are some places you go that you're gonna get a more minimalist experience. You can't expect a metropolitan city experience if you go outside of the big metropolitan area. So that's something to think about. Wesley says, I'm looking forward to my trip in December and we'll bring the family. Great. Injul Allah willing. I'm sure it will all be great. Fitawari Fitness says Volta is beautiful. Yes, it is. But yeah, it's there's a lot of experiences that you can have traveling across the country. A lot of experiences that you can have. Someone's watching from Ottawa. Champion, watching you live from Ottawa. Oh, I haven't been to Ottawa in a long... The last time I was in Ottawa was 2011. That's the last time. Yes, Abby says it's getting dark over there. Yeah, it's getting dark. It's after 6. The sun has set already. Let me see. I hope you're not getting mosquito bites. You know what? I feel like I am, but I know I'm not. You know when you have this feeling like you feel like something's on you, but it's not really. It's like your mind is telling you it is. You're just like, yeah. I don't think I'm getting any bites. But the waiter here has forgotten that I'm here. He's forgotten to come back and check on me. So I'm gonna wrap it up now as the sun has set. This was my break. This was my break, my period of taking a break from doing work, and I decided to come on and chat with you all, say hello and catch up, because I haven't done that in a bit. Thank you so much for staying tuned. As I was saying at the top of the show, the top of this live stream, if you wanted to submit an event to be on the return, I'm going to put the link in the comments, at the top of the comments. I'll pin it there. If you have any other questions, please do put them in the comments. I am about to sign off. and head home and do some work because I'm sitting out here at this cafe, had my ice cream, and now it actually feels really nice at this time of day because it was really super hot. It was really hot. So in US, because a lot of my viewers are in the US, so like US temperatures, like it was like 92 Fahrenheit was the temperature, um, and which is it was about 31 degrees Celsius for those of us in the rest of the world who do Celsius, because the United States is the only country that still uses Fahrenheit. Everyone else does Celsius. So it's 31 degrees today. So it was really hot, and so right now feels good. Olusumbo says, thank you, Queen. It's always a pleasure to see you live. Thank you so much for being here. I will keep the question about moderating in mind, and I'll let you know. Mosiah Jones is asking me, do I know what celebrities are coming to Ghana this year? I don't know. I don't know. Or as they would say in French, je ne sais pas. I don't know. Or as we would say in Twi, one of the Ghanaian languages, minim. I don't know, is minim. So maybe I should start speaking some more Twi. There's always people ready to attack and make fun of how I pronounce things, which I find funny, because it's like when you're learning, that's the time to just be like, hey, you're learning. I mean, yeah. So anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for being here today. You've been with me as the sun sets and it's now dark. It's 12 hours of daylight, 12 hours of darkness in Ghana, 365 days a year. So yeah, I hope the quality of this live is good. Thank you. Oh, somebody just gave a super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's not popping up who it was. I'm doing this live on my phone, and sometimes the phone doesn't have the same functionality as doing it on the laptop. Thank you so much. Oh, I see it's YCF. Yafiu. Thank you, Medase, as we say thank you in Tree. Medase. I thank you. Medase. Yeah, I should start doing more local Ghana language adding in and then telling you what it means so that people can can learn some phrases. Yes, besides Akwaba is welcome, which everybody knows when you get to the airport. You'll get Akwaba, welcome. So I thank you so much for watching and for your support. Have yourself a wonderful afternoon or evening wherever you are in the world, and I'll try to do another live in this coming week. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on in the next few weeks that I'll be bringing you, and hopefully you'll be enjoying seeing some of the things coming out of Ghana over the next little while. Thank you so much. Have yourself a fantastic day. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.